This person fell in love with you even with the age difference, and God wants you to listen to this now. Sit down quietly for a moment and allow yourself to be present. Take a deep breath and let the noise of the world soften around you. You are not here by accident, and this message did not find you randomly. You are here because God, the universe, destiny, whatever name you give to the greater force, aligned this moment specifically for you. At this exact time in your life, your heart was ready to hear this truth. There is meaning in this pause, meaning in this stillness, and meaning in the words reaching you now. Something important is unfolding, and you are meant to witness it. Life has a way of surprising us in moments we never plan for. We cross paths with people we never expected to meet, and somehow they touch parts of us we didn't know were still open. We connect with souls we never imagined we would understand, and suddenly conversations feel timeless, effortless, and deeply familiar. Sometimes the person who enters our life carries a story that stretches across generations, experiences, and even age differences. These connections don't follow rules written by society. They follow something deeper. Today, you're being asked to accept a truth that may feel unbelievable at first. Someone has fallen in love with you, truly, deeply. Even with the age difference, the obstacles, and the quiet doubts others may whisper about. Yes, someone has fallen in love with you, despite the numbers, despite the questions, and despite the fear of judgment. And the reason you are hearing this message now is because God wants you to pause and understand what this love represents in your life. This isn't about coincidence or fantasy. This is about timing. This is about recognition. This is about a connection that didn't ask for permission before existing. Love like this doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives gently, often when we least expect it. And now, at this very moment, you're being asked to see it clearly instead of dismissing it out of fear or doubt. Love that transcends numbers is rare, and that's why it feels unsettling. People say age is just a number, but for many, it becomes a wall, a social boundary that keeps them silent and restrained. It becomes something that stops confessions before they're spoken. But this person didn't stop at that wall. They didn't turn away when they saw the difference. They didn't let fear decide for them. Instead, they saw your soul first. They noticed the kindness in your eyes, the resilience shaped by your experiences, and the quiet strength you carry. They fell in love with who you are, not with a number on a calendar. When God writes a story, He doesn't consult society's expectations. He doesn't check birth dates or ask whether something looks acceptable from the outside. He brings people together for reasons beyond logic, purpose, lessons, healing, and sometimes destiny itself. Maybe this person was sent into your life to awaken something you had buried. Maybe you were sent into theirs to heal a wound they've carried for years in silence. These connections aren't random, they are intentional. They appear when two souls are ready to learn from one another, regardless of age, background, or circumstance. You may be wondering why this connection exists at all. Why you? Why now? Why this person? The answer is simple but profound. God knows your heart. He knows what you've survived, what you've endured, and what you've prayed for when no one else was listening. Sometimes love arrives wrapped in a form you didn't expect. Maybe you imagined it would look different, feel safer, or fit into a familiar box. But God's blessings rarely match our expectations. They stretch us. They challenge us. They invite growth. This person saw beyond your defenses and chose you anyway, and that choice was not accidental. They saw through your scars, not as flaws, but as proof of your strength. They noticed the walls you built to protect yourself and didn't try to tear them down aggressively. They waited, understood, and still stayed. That kind of love is not common. It doesn't rush or demand. It recognizes value where others saw complications. That is divine timing at work. And perhaps you're hearing this now because you've been questioning it, resisting it, or convincing yourself it's wrong. But God is gently reminding you that what is meant for you will not harm you. It will reveal you. Maybe you've been hurt before and that pain taught you to be cautious. Maybe you've been judged for who you are, or told that you're too much or not enough. But listen closely to what God is whispering to you now. You are worthy of a love that heals rather than wounds. You are worthy of a love that understands instead of criticizes. You are worthy of a love that sees you exactly as you were created, precious, unique, and timeless. True love doesn't reduce you to your past or your age. It honors the journey that shaped you. When someone truly loves you, they don't view your past as a burden. They see it as a testimony of survival and growth. They don't see age as a limitation. They see wisdom, perspective, and depth. They don't see differences as barriers. They see them as bridges that connect worlds. This person had the courage to love you without conditions, without guarantees, and without hiding. That kind of love is rare, and that's why it feels overwhelming. And that's why this message is reaching you now, because maybe you've been pushing it away instead of letting it speak to you. Perhaps you've already felt the signs that this message is meant for you. Maybe you sense their energy even when they're not around. Maybe their name crosses your mind when you least expect it. Maybe they appear in your dreams or your thoughts during quiet moments. Maybe you tried to move forward, but something keeps pulling your attention back. These are not accidents. Deep connections don't fade easily. They linger, remind, and whisper. They are gentle nudges from God, asking you to pay attention, trust the feeling, and understand that some connections exist for a reason far greater than logic. If you've been wondering whether you should give this connection a chance, whether you should open your heart again after everything you've been through, understand this clearly. This message is not commanding you or forcing a decision upon you. It is inviting you to listen more deeply. It is asking you to pray, to reflect, to sit with your emotions instead of running from them. Pay close attention to how you feel when you think of this person. True love does not create constant chaos in your spirit. True love brings a quiet sense of peace. It brings clarity instead of confusion. It makes you feel safe, grounded, and understood rather than anxious, fearful, or unsettled within yourself. Now let's talk honestly about the elephant in the room, the age difference. Society always has something to say. People will talk, judge, criticize, and project their own fears onto your life. That is inevitable. But when you lie awake at night, when your head rests on the pillow and your heart is alone with its thoughts, it won't be their opinions that bring you comfort. It will be the peace inside your own heart. If this person loves you with respect, honesty, and integrity, then what matters most is how you treat each other when no one is watching. Love that is genuine never takes advantage of another soul. It doesn't manipulate, control, or diminish. It builds, protects, and uplifts. So ask yourself important questions without fear. Does this connection make me a better person? Does it encourage growth, patience, and compassion within me? Does it bring me closer to God and closer to my authentic self? Does it feel like healing rather than harm? If the answer is yes, then perhaps God is revealing something sacred to you, something that goes beyond human labels, social rules, and numerical differences that the world clings to so tightly. Now listen closely to this message meant for your heart. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Imagine these words being spoken gently to you. My child, I know you deeply. I formed you with intention and purpose. I placed desires in your heart that only I fully understand. Do not be afraid of the love I send your way. Test it with wisdom. Pray over it sincerely. Walk slowly if you must, but do not allow fear to rob you of a blessing prepared for you. The world sees age. I see souls. The world sees difference. I see destiny unfolding. Let these words settle within you. You are not being rushed. You are not required to decide everything today. You are simply being reminded of your worth. You are worthy of love, even when it arrives in a form you never expected. You are worthy of being chosen, seen, and cherished. Sometimes the most meaningful blessings arrive quietly, asking only that you recognize them instead of rejecting them out of fear. Trust that God's timing is intentional and that clarity will come when your heart is ready to receive it. This message is not only about emotion, it is also about wisdom and grounded action. Begin by praying or meditating over this connection. Ask for clarity, not just confirmation of what you want. Communicate openly and honestly with this person. Share your fears, your hopes, and your boundaries without shame. Take your time. What is meaningful does not need to be rushed. Seek guidance from trusted mentors, spiritual advisors, or close friends who genuinely want the best for you. Above all, protect your peace. If the connection ever feels manipulative, unsafe, or draining, step back without guilt. God's blessings never arrive wrapped in harm. By moving forward with intention, awareness, and faith, you will discover whether this love is a lesson meant to teach you, a season meant to shape you, or a lifetime meant to walk beside you. Clarity often comes through patience, not pressure. Trust yourself enough to move carefully and trust God enough to guide what unfolds next. Before anything else, remember who you are. You are complete on your own. You are valuable without anyone else's validation. You are loved by God even before another human ever noticed you. This person may be part of your journey, but they are not your identity. Love them if it is right. Cherish them if it is true. But never forget your worth. No age difference, no opinion, no circumstance can take away your dignity, your purpose, or your soul's calling. You are more than someone's partner. You are a whole being. Now receive this prayer meant for you. Take a deep breath and let each word sink in slowly. Dear God, thank you for the unexpected people you bring into my life. Thank you for love that transcends numbers and differences. If this connection is from you, bless it, protect it, and guide it with wisdom. If it is not from you, close the door gently and lead me toward what is right. Give me courage to listen, wisdom to discern, and faith to trust your timing. Amen. If you have read this far, know this truth deeply. It is not by chance. You were meant to hear these words. Someone has fallen in love with you, even with the age difference. God is not asking you to dismiss it out of fear, but to approach it with wisdom, openness, and prayer. Love is powerful. When it is true, it builds you instead of breaking you. When it is divine, it comforts instead of confusing you. When it is meant for you, it will find a way, no matter how unusual the path may seem. There is something profound about the way certain messages reach us exactly when we are ready to receive them. The human mind and heart are constantly communicating beneath the surface, shaping our choices, our fears, and our desires long before we consciously understand them. When you begin paying attention to these inner signals, you realize that many of your emotions are not random at all. They are responses to deeper truths trying to surface. Curiosity is often the first sign of growth, the quiet nudge that tells you there is more to understand about yourself and the connections you form with others. Hidden truths of the mind are rarely revealed through force or urgency. They emerge in stillness, reflection, and honest self-observation. The thoughts you repeat, the memories that linger, and the feelings that resurface are all clues. They point to unresolved lessons, unhealed wounds, and untapped potential. When you start observing your inner world without judgment, patterns become clear. You begin to see why certain people affect you deeply, why some connections feel familiar, and why others never truly reach your heart. Awareness transforms confusion into understanding. The heart, unlike the mind, speaks in sensations rather than words. It communicates through peace or discomfort, openness or resistance. When something aligns with your truth, your heart softens. When something is wrong, it tightens. Learning to trust this language takes time, especially if you have learned to ignore it in the past. But the more you listen, the clearer it becomes. True emotional wisdom comes from allowing your heart to guide you while your mind provides balance, not control. Many people spend their lives searching externally for answers that already exist within them. They seek validation, certainty, and direction from others, hoping someone else will define their path. But real transformation begins when you turn inward. When you understand your inner patterns, you gain freedom. You stop repeating cycles that no longer serve you. You stop chasing connections that drain you. Instead, you attract relationships and experiences that resonate with who you are becoming. This journey of understanding is not always comfortable. Facing hidden truths can challenge long-held beliefs and force you to release illusions. But discomfort is often the doorway to clarity. Each realization strengthens your intuition and deepens your self-trust. Over time, you become less reactive and more intentional. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of settle. And slowly, your life begins to reflect the inner alignment you have cultivated. Staying open to these insights is a practice, not a destination. Every day offers a chance to learn something new about your inner world. When you commit to awareness, you begin to recognize that growth does not happen in dramatic moments alone. It happens quietly, through consistent attention and honest reflection. These small shifts in perception accumulate, shaping the way you love, decide, and live. And sometimes, a single insight, received at the right moment, can change everything. As you continue to explore the hidden truths of the mind and heart, you begin to notice subtle patterns that were invisible before. Small decisions, fleeting thoughts, and emotional reactions suddenly start to make sense. You realize that nothing happens purely by chance. Your instincts, your attractions, even your hesitations are signals from a deeper part of you. The mind often tries to rationalize these signals with logic, but true understanding comes when you listen without judgment. By observing without immediately reacting, you create space for clarity to emerge. This space allows you to recognize not only what you feel, but why you feel it, and how it connects to your past, present, and future. The heart is a remarkable teacher because it reveals the unspoken. It speaks in feelings of longing, joy, or discomfort, guiding you toward what is authentic and away from what is misaligned. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing feelings or controlling them. It's about interpreting them accurately and letting them inform your choices. Every person you meet, every connection you form is a mirror reflecting aspects of yourself. When you begin to see these reflections clearly, relationships transform. They no longer serve as sources of confusion or validation, but as catalysts for growth, understanding, and healing. One of the most powerful aspects of these hidden truths is the way they reveal timing. Life has a rhythm, and certain lessons arrive only when you are ready to integrate them. Opportunities, people, and experiences often appear at the precise moment they are meant to influence your path. When you resist or ignore these moments, they pass, sometimes leaving frustration or longing. But when you embrace them with awareness, they open doors to self-discovery and deeper connections. Understanding this timing brings patience, allowing you to move through life with trust instead of forcing outcomes prematurely. Awareness of the mind and heart also helps you navigate challenges with resilience. Hidden truths often uncover insecurities, fears, or unresolved pain that you may have avoided for years. Recognizing these is not a sign of weakness, it is an invitation to healing. The more you face your inner truths, the stronger you become, and the more aligned your decisions are with your authentic self. Over time, you develop an inner compass that guides you through uncertainty, letting you distinguish between what nurtures your soul and what drains it. Another profound realization is the connection between self-awareness and intuition. When the mind is quiet and the heart is open, intuition becomes clearer. You begin to sense opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are right for you even before logic confirms them. You learn to trust these subtle nudges, understanding that they are often the product of accumulated wisdom your conscious mind cannot yet articulate. Following intuition does not guarantee a smooth path, but it aligns you with what is meaningful and authentic, offering a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. Finally, exploring the hidden truths of the mind and heart fosters a sense of sacredness in everyday life. Ordinary moments, small gestures, and even fleeting encounters begin to feel significant because you see them as part of a larger tapestry. You realize that your experiences, both joyful and painful, serve a greater purpose in shaping who you are becoming. Life transforms from a series of random events into a journey full of meaning, lessons, and divine timing. Each insight, each awareness, is a gift guiding you toward a life of intentionality, authenticity, and profound connection. As you continue this journey of understanding, you begin to realize that the hidden truths of the mind and heart are not simply about knowledge, they are about transformation. Each insight you gain shapes the way you see yourself and the world. You start noticing patterns in your thoughts, behaviors, and relationships that were once invisible. The small choices you make begin to carry weight because they reflect the inner work you are doing. You understand that the mind is not just a processor of information, but a mirror reflecting your fears, desires, and unresolved experiences. The heart, meanwhile, acts as a compass, constantly guiding you toward what resonates with your soul and away from what no longer serves you. Learning to listen to these subtle signals requires patience and practice. Your mind may resist at first, insisting on logic and proof, while your heart nudges you in ways that feel uncertain or unfamiliar. But the beauty lies in observing both simultaneously. The mind helps you analyze and discern, while the heart teaches you to feel deeply and trust the unseen. Over time, this balance strengthens your inner clarity. You begin to recognize the difference between fleeting attraction and meaningful connection, between temporary satisfaction and long-lasting fulfillment. Life, in its mysterious ways, starts to reveal itself as a dialogue between these two forces. When you pay attention, even ordinary events can carry profound messages. A chance encounter with a stranger, a sudden insight during a quiet moment, or an unexpected feeling of resonance with a song or a passage of writing may all carry meaning. These seemingly small moments are often the universe's way of guiding you, whispering lessons and insights you might have ignored if you were moving too fast or too distracted. The more attuned you become, the more these messages accumulate, building a clear picture of your path. You learn that nothing in life is truly random, and that even challenges are opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Emotional intelligence becomes a cornerstone of this process. You realize that your feelings are not simply reactions to the outside world. They are indicators of alignment with your true self. Joy, peace, and inspiration signal that you are on the right path, while persistent discomfort, fear, or anxiety indicate areas that need attention, healing, or adjustment. By honoring your emotional responses rather than dismissing them, you create a dialogue with yourself that fosters trust and self-respect. The more you engage with this inner dialogue, the more you are able to navigate life with wisdom, compassion, and resilience. Another layer of this understanding is recognizing how relationships reflect your inner state. People enter your life as mirrors of your beliefs, fears, and strengths. A connection that brings joy, encouragement, and growth is aligned with your authentic self. A connection that brings stress, manipulation, or confusion signals that boundaries need reinforcement or lessons need attention. By paying attention to these dynamics, you gain insight into your own patterns of thought and behavior. You see where you may have unconsciously settled, reacted out of fear, or ignored your intuition in the past. Every relationship, even challenging ones, becomes a teacher, offering lessons in love, patience, and authenticity. Trusting the timing of life is also crucial in this exploration. Many of the hidden truths you uncover about yourself or about relationships will not reveal themselves all at once. Life has a rhythm, and understanding often unfolds gradually, like dawn breaking over the horizon. Rushing or forcing answers only clouds clarity. Instead, staying present, observing, and listening allows insight to grow organically. Moments of clarity often come when you least expect them, through quiet reflection, dreams, or even seemingly random coincidences that reveal deeper meaning. Over time, you start to trust that life is orchestrated with intention, and that even uncertainty has a purpose. Spiritual awareness deepens this understanding even further. When you see your mind and heart as interconnected with a higher force, the ordinary becomes sacred. Each emotion, thought, and encounter is imbued with significance. You begin to perceive that love, guidance, and wisdom are available not only through external experiences, but also through quiet introspection. By turning inward and listening carefully, you develop a profound sense of alignment with your own purpose. You recognize that the love, peace, and insight you seek externally already exist within you. External experiences simply reflect and amplify what is already true inside. Your journey of self-awareness transforms not just your understanding of relationships, but your entire approach to life. Decisions become more intentional, responses more measured, and interactions more authentic. You stop chasing approval or validation from others, instead finding fulfillment in alignment with your own values and truths. Fear gradually loses its grip because you realize it is often rooted in misunderstanding or resistance to the lessons life is presenting. You learn to move forward with confidence, trusting both your intuition and your reason. Every experience, joyful or painful, becomes a stepping stone toward greater clarity, resilience, and freedom. Life begins to feel less like a series of random events and more like a carefully woven tapestry, where each thread, each thought, each connection, each insight serves a meaningful purpose. You begin to recognize that even setbacks and disappointments carry hidden blessings. Challenges reveal strengths you didn't know you possessed. Difficult people illuminate boundaries that need to be honored. Unexpected events create opportunities to practice patience, forgiveness, and discernment. When viewed through this lens, life itself becomes a teacher, offering a steady stream of lessons designed to help you grow, evolve, and align more deeply with your authentic self. Each insight you gather from observing your mind and heart deepens your capacity for compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. You learn to forgive your past choices and embrace your imperfections as part of your unique journey. You stop comparing yourself to others and instead honor your own rhythm, your own growth, and your own truths. This compassion allows you to engage with life in a more authentic way. It allows you to give and receive love without fear, to step into relationships fully present, and to navigate challenges with grace and confidence. As you cultivate this awareness, the heart begins to play a more active role in guiding your choices. You learn to distinguish between superficial attraction and authentic connection, between fleeting emotions and deeper resonance. The heart communicates in feelings of safety, warmth, and ease, while fear anxiety, or discomfort signal misalignment. By paying attention to these signals, you can navigate relationships and life situations with greater clarity. You stop chasing what drains you and begin to gravitate toward experiences and people that uplift and inspire. The combination of mind and heart creates a powerful internal compass that leads you toward fulfillment and meaningful growth.